One of the things that has made many people happy with Netflix over the years is that they don't just focus on one group of people to appeal to in terms of programming. They honestly have a wide range of groups and likes that they tailor their shows towards. Sure, you got intense shows like The Witcher or Squid Game, but you also have romantic shows like Virgin River, and a ton of animated programming for kids. But there have also been attempts at fun teen series, like Julie and the Phantoms, or at least it was there. Allow us to show you how Julie and the Phantoms is officially canceled at Netflix.
Ever since Mom died, everyone's been waiting for me to snap. I can't do this anymore.
Number 6. Season 1. While it may be gone, let's spend some time talking about the show and the potential that it had going forward, because this honestly was a special show in its own right. Julie and the Phantoms follows Julie, Madison Reyes, a high school girl grieving the death of her mother, who discovers that her garage used to be the home studio of a band called Sunset Curve. Back in 1995, the band, consisting of Luke, Charlie Gillespie, Reggie, Jeremy Shada, and Alex, Owen Patrick Joyner, ate some bad hot dogs and all died just before they got to play a major gig at the Orpheum Theater. And now they're ghosts. Only Julie can see these ghosts unless they're playing music with her. So of course, they start a new band that helps Julie find her music again, while the band still gets to play, even after death. In the finale, the band thought that they had completed their unfinished business and would be able to cross over after finally playing at the Orpheum. But it didn't work. And now they're still having to battle Caleb, Cheyenne Jackson, the head ghost who wants them to sign an eternal contract to perform at his ghost club. Which may sound cool, but we're pretty sure it's not as cracked up as Caleb makes it seem. That would have been a big part of the second season had it happened. And there were a lot of signs that season 2 might have gotten picked up.
Wake up.
Number 5. The Question of Renewal. Julie and the Phantoms came out in September 2020, and since then, all who have watched the show wondered when it was coming back. Rumors aplenty swirled as to when the confirmation would come. With not so much as a peep from the streaming service, fans were left scrambling to figure out just when Julie and the Phantoms Season 2 would premiere. Now, if you're thinking, well, maybe it just wasn't that big of a hit on Netflix, you would honestly be wrong on that. While it may not have made waves in the way that Cobra Kai, The Old Guard, and Stranger Things has, Julie and the Phantoms was a top 10 show on Netflix for some time after its release. And those that watched it, and the critics that reviewed it, really did like the series. It's not a small group that asked for a renewal, it's a lot of them. And that leads to the question of why it took so long to make the decision to not renew the show. That's partly on Netflix, but no doubt there were many factors, including possibly that it would have been a hard show to keep going in the still pandemic era we live in. Or maybe there were creative differences that stifled the show. We'll never know.
I write music in the same room that he did. And I can tell you it is a magical, happy place.
Number 4. Second verse better than the first? It is safe to say Julie and the Phantoms caught everyone by surprise. From Netflix to the show's producers to the fans who obsessively watched and took in the show's songs and heartfelt messages about love, diversity, and finding one's place, Season 1 was undoubtedly a major success in the eyes of those that watched it. But one of the show's producers, Sean Williamson, told Cinema Blend in November 2020 that there are more places for the show to go, and be even better if Season 2 happened. When asked if there were new places to go, Williamson stated, "I believe so, yes, absolutely. So they've certainly set them up well for success on the next season. And Dan Cross and Dave Hogue, as the showrunners, were spectacular. And I know that the second season would be as good or better than the first. We'll never get to see if he was right on that front."
We have to play the show that we never got to play.
At the Orpheum. That makes sense.
But we don't have a lot of time.
Number 3. The New Life of Julie. One of the most important elements of Julie and the Phantoms was that of, well, Julie. Her life was much different at the end of the season than in the beginning. And no, we don't just mean in the she now knows ghosts kind of way. She has a whole new outlook on life. And she very much came out of her shell by the end of the season thanks to the Phantoms' help. As a result of that, Season 2 could have explored new things for Julie. She is absolutely the heart of the series. And everyone was amazed with all the things that Madison Reyes did with the role, from the acting, to the singing and dancing, to the outfits she wore, which actually highlighted her transformation and whatnot, and so on. In regards to what path she might have taken, that is a true mystery now. It is possible that she'd try and grow even more than she has. Or something would happen to her in the Phantoms that makes her kind of regress and make her reevaluate her life. The show did right by Julie, and as a result, fans are going to be sad that they don't get to see Julie grow even more, because it would have been a fun journey, no doubt.
You're just gonna take a phone call while we're talking? You know how rude that is?
Hey, thanks for calling. Otherwise, people might think I'm talking to myself.
Number 2. Caleb's obsession. Cheyenne Jackson's Caleb Covington, the famous ghost who owns and operates the Hollywood Ghost Club in Julie and the Phantom Season 1, is excited to see where the show takes his character in the future, especially after he possessed Nick, Sasha Carlson, in the final moments of the finale. During a September 2020 interview with E.T., the Call Me Cat star had this to say about the idea of figuring out how the story will expand moving forward. I think that's going to be the fun thing, if Season 2 does happen, is the backstory of what is his obsession with this band? Why this band? Does he have a specific thing with one of them or all three? Those are the fun questions I hope we get to answer. He must have a personal connection with one of them. I just can't figure out any other reason why he would be so resigned to It's All About Sunset Curve. It's always nice to see the actors asking the big questions about their characters and wanting to know more, because the fans are certainly feeling the same way. Especially now that this won't go the way people wanted because the show is… Number 1. Cancelled. Sadly, despite all this potential, the team have reevaluated that Julie and the Phantoms will not be coming back for an encore season. This came from Kenny Ortega, the musical dramany's executive producer, choreographer, and director on Instagram. We learned this week that Netflix will not be picking us up for another season. He wrote next to photos from the set of the show. Although our hearts are saddened, we move on with such pride for what we accomplished as a team, and the family we built while creating Julie. He went on, our @Julie and the Phantoms family want to send our love and endless thanks to our Phantoms all over the world for the tremendous outpouring of love and support you have shown us since our premiere. We learned this week that Netflix will not be picking us up for another season. Although our hearts are saddened, we move on with such pride for what we accomplished as a team and the family we built while creating Julie. We hope you will continue to follow us as we move forward with our work and careers. Happy holidays to you all. Wishing you good health, love, and #perfect harmony in all you pursue. So, as you can see, the team is truly heartbroken that they won't be able to continue their show. But at the very least, they got the chance to make their show and a lot of people did like it. It just wasn't enough for Netflix to renew it, sadly. Oh well. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at Julie and the Phantoms and the tragedy that is its cancellation? Were you shocked that the show was canceled despite how well it was doing at Netflix? Do you think that this show had a lot of potential left to give? What would you have loved to see in Season 2? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time on the channel.